Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. This is little Michael Monkey Vaughan. If you are not familiar with his case, please watch this video. If not, please just check out my playlist on him. Seriously, because this little guy, we need to bring Michael home. And if you see at the bottom, I changed my text to where you can send tips or contact if you know anything about the sweet boy's disappearance. You could send tips to find Michael at fruitland.org, or you can call Crime Stoppers at 343-cops.com, or you can also go to Monkey's website, which I will post afterwards as well. But I'm going to give you a little bit about his case. We're going to watch, and I'm going to go through Chris McDonough, the interview room. He did a beautiful piece about a year ago on Fruitland with, missing little sweet monkey with his mama and his daddy. And unfortunately, right now, there has been a lot of, I don't get into YouTube drama, but there's been some channels that have been not so friendly, and as well as other social media, to this family. This family has a missing child. Law enforcement has specifically stated Michael was abducted. Okay? Let's get some facts out there. Michael Monkey Vaughan, and again, those of you who don't know, Monkey is his nickname. It was given to him by his mama, Brandy. So we lovingly call him Monkey. All of her children have nicknames. He went missing back on July 27th, 2021. So today, as I record this is Monday evening. It's 790 days since Michael has not been with his family. Now, if you ask Brandy any day how many days it's been since she's seen her sweet son, she could tell you. She may even know down to the hour and the minute. This poor family has been missing their son that someone took him away from his loving home. There are some suspects, and right now we're waiting for the DA's office to hopefully file some charges soon. We've all been praying for something to drop soon. But at the same time, we have to be patient. And I can tell you, as hard as it is for us that are out here, that we've fallen in love with this sweet boy, Brandy, Tyler, his siblings, his grandparents, they all have it much, much worse. But we've all fallen in love. I know I have fallen in love with the sweet boy. A sweet boy I have never met. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, anybody who takes a child away from their family, the things that I think they should be done to them in jail, I mean, I won't go into it. But the bottom line is, the family just wants him home. That's all they've ever wanted. So basically what happened with little Monkey is he wandered out of his home while his dad was changing his baby sister's diaper and ordering pizza. Now when we watch Chris McDonough's video, they're going to go through this as well in more in depth. Neighbors state he was going door to door looking for someone to play with. Because he's a little guy. All he wanted was to play. Unfortunately, he met up with someone who was just not good. Some people that were just not good. Police believe he disappeared in the window between 6:40 and 7 p.m. It originally was about 6:30 to 7 p.m., but they have narrowed that window down to 6:40 to 7 p.m. And Michael was last seen near Southwest 9th Street on that July 21st, 2021 evening, wearing a blue Minecraft t-shirt, dark blue briefs, and blue flip-flops. Okay, and we have been lucky enough that they have a trucks out there. There's a beautiful program, which I've done a video on, the Homeward Bound program, that have put out there, that picture at the bottom there. These are trucks that travel across big portions of the United States. And his photos adorn the side of this truck. And that's another number you can also call if you have any information. 1-800-THE-LOST. 1-800-THE-LOST. If you know anything, seriously, anything, nothing is too small, please do call and report it to law enforcement. But let's check out Chris McDonough's video, and I will pause it obviously along the way due to fair use and all. Chris is usually pretty awesome about letting most people use his stuff, but I want to be respectful, and I highly recommend subscribing to the Interview Room. He's a retired detective. He's done amazing things with Michael's case, and he also was a big part early on with the Summer Wells case. See right there? Idaho Pizza was one of the first to put Michael all over their windows, posters, everything. Fruitland, the town of Fruitland has been, most of them, I can't say all of them because we've unfortunately learned that some are not, but a lot of them have been amazingly supportive to Brandy and Tyler and the family, which is, it's really good to hear. I love that Chris did this, like a little bit of a tour, Michael's neighborhood. It really gives us a view that we can't see because we're not there. And I remember seeing video and photographs of countless searchers out on this field. I remember it. Many, many people searched that field. I can picture, because of Chris's video, sweet little Michael walking out of his home, knocking on these neighbors' doors, hey, can you come out and play? Can someone come out and play? All he wanted was someone to play with. That's all he wanted.
Okay, so down the street, if Michael would have come this way, right up here is where the splash park is. And so he was familiar with this park. And so he would have had to come down that street, and I'll take you back there in a minute, and then go to where this splash park is. So we'd have to cross the street here, and then you'd have to come down to where the children play. Within his neighborhood, by the way, within his neighborhood. And here is the splash park where the children would be playing. This is the local park.
So this is a familiar area to Little Monkey. And obviously it's a splash pad. Kids love splash pads. There's a playground. Kids love all this stuff, and from what we've been told, Michael loved to play outside. He loved his little monster trucks. He was a boy. He loved the dirt and all that. So yeah, this would have been a place he would have probably loved to hang out. So it looks, Fruitland, to me, looks like a nice small town. I'm sure Brandy and Tyler thought this is a great little town to raise our kids in. Again, some people decided to make this safe little neighborhood and town a horror for this family. And I'm not going to name the names that are the suspects in this video. This is about awareness about Monkey's case. But I've talked about them, and we will again. If you followed the case, you know who I'm talking about. The second piece of the video that I wanted to share bits of, obviously I'm not going to share his entire piece. Please go check out the interview room and these. I've linked both to his neighborhood tour, Chris McDonough's, and relinking to this video as well. I'm just going to get some bits and pieces of Brandy and Tyler talking about Michael. Please go subscribe if you don't already subscribe to the interview room. Chris is doing amazing things, not only with his channel, but he's also does amazing things as part of the Cold Case Foundation, which is continuing to help families like Michael's.
So earlier that day, you're at work. Okay. And that's been verified. It's been your video, your phones, everything is there. Okay. So there is no question where you are. Okay. So said, there is a 5-year-old up the street. Was a 5-year-old up the street. And there's information that he was seen on the street going up towards that house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. you didn't know that at the time?
No.
Okay, but you've since learned that,
Yes.
right, through all the neighbors, and there's been a couple of neighbors that have come forward and said they actually saw it.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so let's kind of figure out where his favorite spots are. Okay. And I know he goes down this path, and it looks like you can cut through your garage. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Was the garage in the same setup today as it was back then, or was it a little bit different?
I would say it's the same as it was.
That door right there is almost open 24/7.
Okay.
That's just,
And your neighbor told me that too, by the way. They said that he just cuts through the garage.
yeah.
And at the time, that wood pile was not there out front, right?
Right.
So that's all new.
That happened after that tree blew down like a week out.
Okay, so he could actually, hypothetically, go through there and then go that way and go visit.
The little one that you probably will be hearing, that's little Buggy. That's her nickname. That is Michael's little sister.
So he could come through this door. And Tyler, this is the work shed here.
Yes.
Can I go in? Okay, so this is where you do all your thing. Okay. And you were in here working for a little bit, not all the time, right?
Yeah, I was going to show you the monster truck pad, but I don't know where it went. It was sitting out for the longest time, but it was before the safe was here. It's just kind of up layer. Oh, there's the bottom to the monster truck arena. I don't know where all the pieces are. That's kind of what was going on that day.
And you guys have kind of moved those around since that time.
Well, like I said, they kind of stayed put for months. I think when they finally did move, it was Doug that moved them.
And the authorities have searched this inside and out.
More than once.
More than once.
I mean,
Wow.
very,
In this room
very
or
thorough.
in that garage?
It's in the, like when you walk into the house from the garage,
Right.
the first immediate door to your right,
Right.
is like a closet / that's where the water heater is, and they cut that thing open and looked inside it.
Wow.
They're checking drawers. I mean, it just very, very thorough.
Okay. And I see his little picture here. Is that when he was a baby?
That was one of the first times that Dad babysat. He was
Wow.
probably younger than Bug.
That's so sweet that he keeps that picture of little Michael there. And obviously this is Tyler's like little workshop. And I'm sure, like he said, Michael liked to be out there.
Got it. Wow. I want to go. This one works a lot better. So he could have come this way, down here, gone this way. You see the dogs, like you've talked about, Bob, which your neighbor's dog's here, which it's not uncommon for him to go visit. And then come through the garage. And cut through. What kind of car? What's the car?
73 El Camino.
Nice. Classic car. And this door is typically left open or locked?
No, this one's usually shut, and it's kind of hard to open, but Michael can do it.
Michael can do it?
Yeah.
Has he opened it before?
Oh,
No problem?
yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't in this condition.
What condition was it in?
Well, this,
It's hot out here.
I don't know how this happened. Somehow it got separated there. I'm not sure exactly how, and I haven't got to fix it yet, but
But Michael could definitely open this
oh
door.
yeah.
It's not an issue.
Yeah, it's rarely locked,
Right.
Per se, but it's usually shot.
Has it always been like that?
And that's the door I believe that they're thinking he got out of. Adventurous little Michael.
It always that's what causes it to fall apart like it is.
And then this wood pile was not there.
Was not there.
So typically his path would be to go this way, straight down.
Well, that night, I had a horse trailer parked right here. This trailer was up in the front up there, but there was still room with no wood pile to go in front of the trailer and go over there.
And it's parents when you have this environment like this, it's not hard to lose sight of him, but at the same time, you really are trying to keep him contained in here.
Yeah.
Okay. And so walk me through this monster truck thing and all these trucks here. What are these? Let's go down here for a minute and tell me about access points and points that he could get in and get out.
In and out, I suppose you could
She's okay.
squeeze through
She's
there
okay.
if he wanted to, but he never has before.
Okay.
The only other way out
Mind
of
if I put my glasses on? Is that okay?
the only other way out of the backyard is through the garage.
Okay. So when you have, let's talk about a little bit about his past adventures. Okay. He's gotten out of the house before, hasn't he?
Well, when he went to the splash pad, he was 4.
He was 4. So about a year ago.
About a year.
Okay.
No,
A year
a year
before.
before.
A year before. Right. And so, did you find him at the splash pad?
Dad was coming home, and he was following his brother that time. Ben had went to the splash pad, and he went
Behind
following
Ben. Okay. So older brother, younger brother. Ben's going out. I'm going with him. And did you find him over there?
When I got down there, he was down there, and then the older kids walked home, and he rode home with me and got both barrels of Grandpa saying, "You're just too young, and you can't do that." And
Okay.
I think he totally understood.
Poor kiddo, he just wants to play. He just wants to follow his older brother, go have a good time. Little adventurous little guy. Thus his nickname, Monkey.
He is a smart kid. You know?
Yeah.
He totally understood Grandpa was mad.
Okay.
And he shouldn't.
And he really didn't do it at all, to my knowledge, after that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously, people are going to ask, well, how did you lose sight of him? Right? I mean, and how do you want to answer them?
I trusted that he would come out and play in the backyard, and I left him unattended. I mean, that's...
Do you carry that still?
I do.
Okay. And I don't know if people understand that. Okay. And I've seen that in you since getting to know you over the last, time here. Okay. And I can't imagine what that's like. Okay. I've not ever been in your circumstance, but there's a lot of people that judge that as, inappropriate. Okay. Where I want you to know from me to you, looking at you, talking to you. I mean, I've been here, 2 days now? Okay. And I've gotten to know you. Okay. And that's just how you are. You're just that guy, but you've been carrying it all right here because you were the last one to see him. Am I right? Okay. And that's a heavy weight.
Tyler carries a heavy weight because he was the parent on duty. He was the parent on duty. He went to go change little bugs, order the kids a pizza, and Michael decided to walk outside. That does not make him a bad father. I'm over the people completely trying to further cause this man pain. Further cause him pain, or worse, say that he did something to Michael. neither Tyler nor Brandy did anything to Michael. Michael was abducted. Fruitland PD has stated they are not a focus in this case. So, for those that are still going after Tyler and Brandy, stop. They have enough guilt. They have enough sorrow. They don't need it. They don't need it from you. That's for sure, if you're one of those listening. Otherwise, again, this is not this man's fault. Little kid walked out the door. He got away from his daddy. And he said he's a smart kid. He probably just thought he'd go find a friend to play with, hang out right around the house there, or come back maybe with a friend and play in the backyard and, what have you. But again, someone was driving down their street when Michael was out looking for a playmate.
Okay. And, I don't want people judging you based on your emotional reaction to a really crazy scenario.
We were playing monster trucks in the backyard, on the porch, in the shop, in the house. I mean, between all three of them. I left him in the living room to go wake Arya up, change her, order pizza, all that
So
stuff.
the baby was sleeping, but Aria was sleeping.
Yes.
Okay, so you wake her up. Go ahead.
And then
You
came
come
out
back
back.
out, right?
He wasn't in the backyard. He wasn't in the living room.
Okay.
I didn't think anything of it because I figured he was playing Switch with Ben in the bedroom.
Okay.
I was out here for maybe 5 minutes. I came back in, opened the door. He's not in there with Ben. I asked Ben where he was. Ben didn't know. Then started to panic.
Okay.
And checked the house, checked the backyard. And that's when I jumped in the car, drove to the splash pad. Where I was
Now,
seen on
and
camera.
you're seen on doorbells throughout this entire area here. You have Ring doorbells, right?
I'm not sure about the specific doorbells. I think they were more in the Cornwall neighborhood where I was also looking.
Okay.
But yes.
And then you're seen on CCTV over at the splash pad. Okay. And so there's no question that you're out searching for your son. Okay. And I think there's a perception, sometimes that you didn't do anything. Okay. And so we're going to clear that up. Okay. The truth is you actually did a lot. Okay. And when you were looking for him, what was going through your mind?
Panic. I mean, I'm scared.
Okay.
Where's my son?
And did you call anybody at that point while you're driving?
Just Brandy.
So you call your sweetheart and say what?
I can't find Monkey.
Okay. But you're out actively searching for him. Okay. And at some point, do you call 911?
Yeah. After I got off the phone with her and I was walking through the Cornwall neighborhood.
Okay.
And I got to the end of the Cornwall neighborhood back. I don't even know what they call it, overflow, whatever the heck. But I was back there when I called 911 and then made my way back to the house eventually.
Okay. Okay. And when you got back, though, the police were here already.
There was a police car here,
Okay.
and that's when Dad had pulled up at about
You,
the same time.
and that's
I got
when
back.
you pulled up, Bob.
Yeah.
Because you were actually out of the area. You
I left around 3, right at 3, then I came back at about 7:25.
Okay. And so at that time, when you get back, you see Tyler talking to the police.
No, he was in the yard with the baby. There was a police car that was in front of the house.
Okay.
What's her name? Anita.
Okay. So walk me through a little bit about his personality. Okay.
So for those that are looking for what Tyler did when he realized that his son was gone, there's your answers. He did what any loving parent would do. He looked for his son. He panicked. He got in his car, went to the splash pad where Monkey loved to go. He called Brandy. He called the monkey's mama. All of these things were nothing They're exactly the opposite of what Candace and Don Wells did. They didn't do any of this stuff for Summer. Candace claimed she walked in the house, picked up a mattress or a blanket, looked around. Whoop, Summer's gone. Someone must have took her. This family looked for their son. This family legitimately had their son abducted by strangers.
You and let's walk around the yard and tell me about how Michael thinks, because he's kind of a wanderer, right?
He's very curious.
Okay, so it's a curiosity. Yeah. They almost remember the old saying, the free range children. Is he kind of like that?
Kind of.
Okay.
Out here.
Yeah, but this is a controlled environment. I mean, it's you've got the fence on both sides. But he likes to go visit the neighbors, right?
For the longest time before the 5-year-old down the street, those were the only kids that there were in the neighborhood.
And that's an important. They've brought dogs through this area.
There's been dogs through the backyard. There's been, I don't know how many times I think the house got searched that night.
At least 5.
Okay.
That night, and then a couple more the next day.
That night and the next day.
Then scent dogs, search dogs, and cadaver dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had all 3. The authorities have. And by the way, the authorities are doing an amazing job. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that.
I think they're doing
Very
just
thorough.
unbelievable, very thorough. The environment that Michael is raised in, they're gonna sense it's a really good environment, and I sense it's a good environment. I've watched you, how you have dealt with your daughter. We've gone to dinner, we've hung out for the last couple of days, and we want to help you guys, from the Cold Case Foundation position, help you make sense of this and try, to connect some of these dots, because I'm concerned that if he's a wanderer, which it sounds like he is, okay, that if he made it through that garage, it's up to him going up the street, okay? And that's right around the time you're ordering pizza, isn't it?
About.
Okay, so see the correlation there? Okay, that could be very critical. That, you didn't have 100% eyes on, and then conceal it, okay? And then call the cops and say, my son's missing, get over here, and then be seen on CCTV, talking on the phone and making phone calls to your sweetheart, who's at work, by the way, right? She's not even here at all. And that's verified through video, through her timestamp at work, through her employers, and so all of that information is solid. Okay? She's not here. You're not here, Bob. You're in a different town. That's been verified. Okay? You are here watching the baby, and right now, I'm not seeing it personally. And so I think it was great to see the chief come out and say, we stand with this family. Okay? But we need other dynamics to take place here, because if the public is focused 100% on you guys, okay, we're missing an opportunity to focus out there where Michael potentially could be in totality.
Exactly. What Chris McDonough says right there, bingo, right? Hit the nail right on the head. All of these people, everyone out there that is still blaming, suspecting Tyler and Brandy, you have to stop. You gotta stop. Police are behind this family. The chief has said it. A chief does not hug a mother and a father of a missing child if they think that they are guilty of hurting their child. You don't see Hawkins County, Ronnie Lawson and all them hugging Candace and Don. No, you don't. Okay? This family needs everyone support, advocating for little Michael, sharing his photo, putting out the tip lines, the emails. This is what we need to do. Stop the negativity to this family. They're hurting enough. They don't need it. They don't need this extra garbage. They really don't. It's horrible that people are still doing this 790 days later. Almost 800 days later, and people are still blaming this family. If you're one of them, stop. Just stop. It's wrong. None of us are detectives. I may have wanted to be a cop or detective, but I'm not a detective. I'm not an investigator. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a DA. What have you. But what I am is an advocate for the victims, and these are real victims' families. This is a real victim's family. This is not fiction. This is a real family that's hurting. They are hurting because someone stole. They stole their child from them. And they don't know what happened to him. Our goal right now is to continually share Monkey's face, Monkey's poster. That's what we need to do. And if you are not going to be part of the solution and be helpful to bring Monkey home, please just stop talking about the case. And that's actually, some of those similar words have come from Brandy. And I'm going to play a clip from that as well, from my friend Brooks's channel, Crime Lines and Lies. This is a bit of Brandy coming on Crime Lines and Lies, Brooks's show, last week, talking about Chris McDonough, and also a bit about how it feels that they have to be continually accused of being involved in their son's disappearance.
How did it feel when a seasoned detective, and not just Chris McDonough, but others, came out and said, leave these people alone? They couldn't have had anything to do with their son's disappearance. You know, some of y'all need to go back to first grade.
Yeah. You know, it was a little bit of weight lifted off our shoulders, but it didn't help very much, because as people, you know, we always how do I explain it? I don't even know how to explain it, other than the fact that you're not seeing the truth. Here's the facts. You're not listening, and it's frustrating and very tiresome and draining.
As if you're not drained enough. And then you have keyboard warriors thinking they're going to solve your life for you. They can't do it. Common Sense True Crime, who I just absolutely adore, says, Brandy.
Real quick, I want to comment. I want to play that one out. And again, thanks to Brooks. Please, if you don't already subscribe to Crime Lines and Lies, please do so. I'll be tagging her channel in the information of the video. Again, please leave this family alone. If you're not going to support them in looking for their missing child, seriously, just find some other hobby or something. They already have a missing child. They've got 3 other kids that they're taking care of. They don't need ignorance, nastiness, and negativity. It's hard enough on them.
How can we help you and your family right now?
Please keep sharing Michael's picture. We need these suspects to talk. There's still 2 out there that are being uncooperative. Michael's not home. We need help to bring Michael home. Please just keep sharing the facts, keep sharing what law enforcement has said, and try to I know it's healthy to speculate and think outside the box. Understood. But please understand, we have been down those avenues with the best of the best, and in my opinion, um, and they need our support to help bring Michael home and get justice for Michael.
They do. And it's one thing for me to speculate, or Sonia, or Justin, or Slim. But when it's your own family, then it's extremely harmful. We're not talking about discussion. We're talking about people that cross the line and take up law enforcement's time with things they've seen on Facebook, people that have bought tarot cards from Amazon, and they have to go through all of that stuff, and it holds them up.
That is true. And because they have to investigate. When someone, and there were many instances where, sorry, I'm probably not saying that properly, instances there, that there have been tips called in, or they follow up on every single one. So when you have somebody calling from Virginia that says, I believe Michael could be here, or look at this here, they're going to investigate every avenue. And now the ones that were doing it just to be spiteful or be cruel, in my opinion, I hate to say that it was a waste of their time, law enforcement's time, but it was. It took away from their focus, what they are trained, what they learn to do, away from Michael. In my honest, wholeheartedly opinion. I mean, we've had so many experts and trained professionals and community members as well, that have volunteered their time. I mean, there's an airplane that still goes out. Just because he felt connected to Michael, and volunteered his plane, his time, his money, his gas, everything, and still does it.
Justin said the best of the best have worked on Michael's case. Callie Dime says, I'm not sure who annoys police more, psychics or online sleuths. Well, I can tell you the detective that lives by us. And my husband being former law enforcement, he'll tell you hands down, it's the psychics. They will drive you insane.
Like I said, they have to investigate every tip and every lead, which they have done. And I'll leave that one up to law enforcement. I'm sure they'll plead the fifth on that one.
So, out of the mouth of the mother, Brandy Neal, of little Michael Monkey Vaughan, all she wants is us to share his story, his photos. That's it. We are not law enforcement. We're not investigators. She just wants us to keep Monkey's name and face out there, period. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, and I hope the rest of you, regardless of whether you have a channel or not, you got Twitter, if you have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, share Monkey's poster. Maybe share, every once in a while. Whenever, keep it in your phone. And maybe once a week or so, let's just say, post it and say, hey, any tips? Please call law enforcement. This little guy, we need to bring him home. Let's bring Monkey home. But all right, that's all I've got for this one, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.